Good morning, everybody. We get to go car shopping today. Not because there's anything wrong with my car. Okay, well, not because there's anything new wrong with my car. No, so my younger brother, he's been driving this really old Chevy Impala to work for the past year, and that car is rough. That car has been in an accident. It's got a coolant leak. It's got no power steering. It's got oil problems. But last week, it left him stranded on the side of the road, so we are here today to go buy him a new car. I thought about trying to fix the old one, but apparently the transmission's having problems and the head gasket in the engine is blown, so it's just not worth even trying to fix. We're just gonna get him a new car. Now, one important thing to note is that he does not think that I'm buying him a car. He thinks that I'm loaning him money and that he's gonna pay me back. That's not what's happening here. I'm just giving him the car. I'm just giving this to him. What I want is I want him to take care of the car. I don't want him to treat this as like a free thing that he's just going to mess around with until he gets his own car. I want him to take care of this. I want him to do oil changes and fix all of the things that fail. And I know that that's a thing because you remember those bikes that I got for free? You guys remember how poorly I treated them? Because if they got stolen, I'm not out anything. I didn't spend any money on them. I got them for free. I lost them for free. No big deal. I don't want him treating the car the same way that I treated the bikes. So he's going to be paying me $50 a month for the next 2 years to pay for this car. And I'm just going to put that in a high yield savings account. As soon as he says that he wants to buy a new car, as soon as he says he's having financial problems, whatever, I'm just going to take all of the money in that savings account, give it to him and help him out. And then let him know that the car is actually his. But yeah, so today when we're going shopping for this and you hear me talking about buying myself a car, that's me just keeping him in the dark. I'm not actually worried that he's going to find out about this because he doesn't watch my videos, so he's not going to have any idea. I do actually need to get up though because he needs my car to get to work today. I'm in Omaha right now. I drove all the way from Iowa up here so he can start using my car and he can take it to work, and I hope he doesn't crash. Oh yeah, this is the brother. Do you guys remember, if you guys have been here for a while, this is the same brother that I lent my car to a couple of years ago and ended up getting in a wreck. So it is possible I need to buy 2 cars this weekend. It's definitely getting colder. I think I'm going to have to start using my heated blanket in addition to my heated seats. So yeah, he is taking the car for the day. I'm going to go chill in his apartment while I wait for him to get back from work. Good morning. Good morning. So my brother currently has my car. He's taking it to work because he needs to get to and from. He's got multiple places that he needs to go to. But I want to show you guys the car that I'm going to be picking up later today. The car that we're going to be grabbing is a 2003 Monte Carlo SS. This is very similar to the car that I am currently driving. It's got the same motor, same transmission, most of the car is actually the same. See, my brother doesn't actually care what he drives. He just needs to get from point A to point B. It could be a Ford or a Honda or a Toyota, anything. But if we're going to be purchasing a car, I want to get a car that could be used as a parts car for my car. He doesn't care what it is. This is probably not going to be his lifelong car. Nobody loves these cars as much as I do. So this is just going to be something for him temporarily. But for me, this is another engine if my engine blows up. So getting this car is a parts car for me and a daily driver for him. Also, another small benefit to this is all of the tools that I have for my car will work perfectly in this car. So I don't need to buy new tools to be able to make this run. The only downside that this car has, the lister says that sometimes it doesn't start. You'll turn the key and nothing happens. It sounds like the starter is broken. We can replace the starter, that's not a problem. But it means that when we go to pick up the car today, we might not be able to drive it back. One of the first things that I'm stealing from this car is the leather seats. That's the only thing that my car is missing. It's got all of the bells and whistles except the seats are cloth. I'm going to take the leather seats from this car and just transplant them. The guy originally wanted $2,000 for this car, but I was able to talk him down to $1,200. So I got $800 off. But there is a possibility that the car's not even going to start. We have to drive 3 hours to get there and 3 hours to get back. So if we get there and the car doesn't start, we've just wasted 6 hours of our life for a potential $800 discount. So $1,200. If this car runs, if I'm able to put a new starter in this car and it runs, $1,200 is a fucking steal. Okay, he is back from work, so we need to leave immediately. It's 7 p.m. right now and we have a 3-hour drive. Well, we'll figure it out. We gotta go. We still have to withdraw money from the ATM. He wants cash. Take me to Parker, South Dakota. Are you I haven't looked at this before now. 186 miles away. When I was looking for this on Facebook Marketplace, I'm pretty sure I set my farthest distance to be 100 miles. Yeah, so we've got 3 hours of driving. We're not gonna get there until fucking 10 p.m. Okay. James is taller than me, so he arranged all of the seats.
Is it recording right now?
Yes, that's what the red light means.
You're just vlogging all the way down there.
Vlogging a portion of it. So we are actually probably not gonna get there while the sun is still up, which means we're gonna have to film this in the dark. And you guys know how trash this camera is in the dark, so. Okay, we need to pause. We need to withdraw just a bunch of cash. That's the downside of purchasing cars like this, is they want a lot of cash, and ATM machines don't like giving that much. The most it will let us do at a time is 800. So we need 800 and then we need another 400. Yeah, 20s, here you go. Okay, and more money. The poor guy's gonna have to count this stuff in the dark, regretfully. Let's go. Okay, we are almost there. We have no idea if it's even gonna start, so this is just a shot in the dark. We've still gotta drive 3 hours back. And I feel bad for the people. We made them stay up really late. It's like almost 10 o'clock right now. Okay, so the first thing we gotta do is we gotta jump start the car, because, okay, can you pop the hood?
Yep.
Okay. Just a sec. Let me start this up again. Okay, go for it. You have the money?
I do.
Okay, yep. We can pay you. We're good. This works for me. Fantastic. James, go do it. It's your car.
But don't you want to be the one to sign everything?
No, it's your car. You. Okay, I'm gonna follow him home. He's gonna drive my car. I genuinely have no idea if this is gonna work, or if we're gonna die on the side of the interstate. Fun. Oh God, leather seats. I missed this. Why is this so dark? Can I? Okay. Oh, woof. I've got steering. Ooh, good shit. I know that the low light performance on this camera is trash, so you guys probably won't be able to fucking even see me right now. Yeah, the vent right here, this is cracked. Again, I'm not even sure what you guys can fucking see on this camera. Okay, just a sec. They gave us no gas. Like, I mean, this car is, holy shit. Let me put it in park. God damn it. Okay, that was dumb. So yes, this car has absolutely no gas in it right now. I am impressed at how good this car is. Like, I am driving this car. This feels sporty. I'm waiting on my brother to get my fucking text and turn around, because I've got a gas tank in my car and I know that I can fill up with that, but I don't know where he went. Okay, yeah, so this car has a lot of rust. That's something I noticed. As soon as I closed the door, a whole bunch of rust broke off underneath the car. So the frame of the car might not be in as good a condition as mine. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I had to keep the car running while we were doing that. Did not want to risk stopping it. Okay, do it. From right there. No, from right there. Yep, do it. I'm so jealous. His fucking key fob works way far. I have to be like touching my car with mine to get mine to work. No, okay, so another thing we noticed, the tires are like practically bald. The tires are not looking too hot. Okay, we made it back to my brother's place. Now, I get to spend tomorrow fucking fixing this car up. This car is not as bad as I thought it would be, honestly. This car is working. Aside from the tires, I don't think there's any big problems. I need to replace the battery. That's not a big deal though. Good morning, everybody. Last night was rough. We were up to like 2 a.m. driving these cars back home, but we're here, and now I can actually take a good look at this car. Now, this car right here is a 2003 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. My car is a Pontiac Grand Prix. They sound like they're different cars, right? They've got different names, they're from different companies, but no, they're like identical cars. They've got the same engine, same transmission, same everything. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna see if the car starts, because that was the biggest problem that we were concerned with, is that the car doesn't start. He said that it has a problem with the starter, but I'm thinking it was actually just a dead battery. Starts up without a problem. We do have a check engine light. It says service vehicle soon. So we're gonna scan that. We're gonna figure out what the engine is freaking out about. I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff for my car. I've gotta get a vacuum so I can clean this up. I gotta get the OBD2 scanner. Let's take a look at the tires. When we were at the gas station last night, we noticed that they were old. Oh yeah, it's right across. You can see that there is no life left in that. They're not completely bald, I guess, so it's better than it could be. The front ones are doing a lot better. It looks like the previous owner, they replaced the front ones because the front ones are where the torque is actually being applied, but they just left the back ones to linger. Take the OBD2 scanner from my car, pop it in his car. Again, they're in the same place because they're the same car. This thing is Bluetooth, so we're gonna scan all system modules. Okay, I take it back. His car has some features, mine doesn't. His has a roof that opens up. I mean, it did. It's supposed to. Oh, come on. You can do it. Probably have to grease that because it looks a little frictiony. Oh, it's done scanning. It says it's found 27 codes. I think I'm just gonna give him all of my car tools. That way he can work on his car, and I'll just pick new stuff up on the road. James found this in the back of the car. This is an ignition coil, or ignition cylinder. And there's another key in here, which means I think that they replaced the ignition cylinder. Try to use your key to unlock the door. I think that those are not going to work. It's good to find out now. Okay, yeah, so those keys came with the new cylinder. They do not work for the car. The key fob works for the car, but I believe that means this key is the one that will work in the body. Yep. If you want to manually lock and unlock stuff, you need this key. Okay, yeah, you can see the car is actually super clean. But let's go head to Walmart, change your oil. You're driving.
I was just myself.
Oh, one thing I did notice last night is the windshield wipers, they don't like returning home. If you turn them on just for a little bit, they'll just like stay up like that. So might want to investigate that. I'm not sure if it matters. It's just mildly annoying. The windows do work perfectly. They're not tinted, but they work perfectly fine. Getting under the car and changing the oil will also give us an opportunity to look at how bad the rust is on the frame. The rust on the body panel is terrible. So, okay, so we're getting oil and oil filter. The battery seems to be doing okay now. I'm not sure if we need to buy another battery right now. 18 bucks for the oil, 4 bucks for the filter. We're good to go. And then $70 for the new battery. Also, it seems like the air conditioner is broken, but given that winter is coming soon, I don't think it's a priority to fix that. I'm pretty sure your car has the same problem with its air conditioning that my car did earlier, so I'm gonna show you how to fix it. I believe we have the tools in your trunk. You wanna pop the trunk and pop the hood. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna push the air conditioning button a couple of times, make sure it turns on and off. Turning the air conditioner on. Yes, no. It does not seem like the compressor is working. You come in here and you push the AC button. I want to see it. Now, sometimes the air compressor won't turn on if it recognizes that there is no coolant in the system. If there's not enough pressure, it just won't turn on. So we're going to fill it up anyway and hope that that fixes it. It's possible that it won't. Come here. You're going to be doing this.
I don't want to turn it off first?
No, it has to be on. You have to have this pressured.
Oh.
So, you see this line right here? That is your refrigerant intake. You unscrew that and you pop that on. Yeah, there is definitely no pressure there. So what you're going to want to do, turn this up and down and up and down, and then... Okay, let's see if we can get the air compressor to turn on. We got it to kick on. We got it to kick on. So we're just going to empty this bottle in there. Now that this is spinning, you can see that it's spinning right there.
It is spinning.
Now we fill it up. Next thing I want to test, push the rear defroster. I'm going to put my hand here. We'll peel this thing off, but I want to see if these things get hot to be able to melt snow in the winter. So you can see that these are the sliders that it comes up on. We're just going to add a little bit of... And then you're going to want to open and close it just to work this in. We're actually going to do this to all of your things that move. The hinges on your door, the windows, the hood, the trunk. Look at that, moving like butter. Your windows are actually a lot better than mine. They don't squeak, they go up super easily. Okay, roll it up. Man, let's get that in there. I noticed that the passenger door, it's got some squeaking, so we're going to grease this too.
That mirror does not work. This one does. Kind of.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of rust down here. There's a bunch of rust all over this car. Shit happens, I guess. Okay, now we're gonna come back here and we're gonna remove this film. I'm not sure what they put on this, but it's like a...
It's like a tint, but
it's
bad one.
Bubbling up, yeah. So aside from 2 new back tires and a new windshield, I think that this car is actually pretty solid. Now that we've established that his car works and is fully functional, it's time to start scavenging and rip all of the fun parts out of his car and put them in my car. First thing I'm stealing is these leather seats. You can see that the leather seat on that side has a little bit of damage, but that's not that bad. You just gotta take these bolts out. We gotta be careful with it that we don't scratch any paint or anything like that. Come over here, take my seat out. Then it's just like that. Now we just rebolt it back in. Now we just gotta do the front side.
Are we doing the back one?
Yes, I'm taking all of your leather.
you already undo the electric?
Nope. So I'm not sure if you can see this because you got to get down there, but there's a little piece right here. This disconnects like that. You can also see that this is the air conditioning for when you're blowing into the back seat. So that's part of your air conditioning unit. And then once this is disconnected, you should be able to pull this out. Yeah, so I was just gonna recommend packing that up and then I'll get working on this. Now there is one difference between his car and my car that I realized. So my car has the bolts that the seat belts go into built into the seat themselves, but his car has them built into the body of the car. That's not a problem. The seat actually has this. His seats, they do. You'll see if you come down here that there's a bolt right there. I would attach my seat belts to this bolt. The thing is that they've got this plastic piece around there, so I need to cut the plastic out like this. I need to cut like a square of the plastic. You can see on my chairs that they've already done that. There's a square of the plastic removed. I just need to manually do that on his chairs. And I'm gonna use my soldering iron to do that. I'm just literally gonna melt it off. Hopefully this will be just as simple as just like trying to melt a little bit of plastic. Yay, melted plastic. And that is how I will attach my seatbelt. James cut his finger when he was working, and apparently when he sees blood, he passes out. So he's not gonna suck on it like I did in the last video. That's the standard technique, is when you bleed, you just suck on it until it stops. Come on, you're okay, let's go. Yeah, see, my chairs, they have this bolt on the side for the seat belt. His sort of does, but it's hidden, so I'm gonna have to kind of get in there to get it. Okay, update. It looks like the electrical wires that his car uses are different from the electrical wires that my car uses. This might not be an easy a swap as I was imagining it would be. See, on his car, he has to twist this thing manually if he wants to adjust the lumbar support. Mine does that electronically. I just need to figure out how to compensate for that without I guess I could cut into the wires. It's just getting dark. I don't have a multimeter to figure out which port goes where. The first thing that I know that I need to do is I need to cut the wiring harnesses. So we're just gonna cut this off. Yeah, I thought that was gonna cause a spark. Okay, so you can see all of my wires for my car right there. I'm gonna have to label them eventually, but we've got this. We will plug this guy in right here. And then all that we need to do is we need to get this to like a position so he can take this to work tomorrow. So we're just gonna plug this in, put 12-volt power into it, and then slide it forward and up. I'm pretty sure that this is power and that this is ground. All we need to do is connect these to a 12-volt source, connect them to the seat, and then we can move the seat around. I'm pretty sure. That is where this jump starter comes in. We're gonna come here. We're going to set this up to 12 volts. I just need to connect this guy to the orange one. Okay, those are connected. Yep, now the seat moves exactly the way it should. Okay, now what you need to do is we need to put this in, you need to get in, you need to position this to the right spot. God, I can't lie, these leather seats look fucking great though. I'm not sure if I'm going to replace the fabric in the back because I've already done all of the work with the heating elements. It might be cloth, but I like these things up front being leather. That just looks good. So to use that to pump up your tires, you need a special cable. Where is it at? Yeah, so connect the cable to that side. Yep, then you just screw it in. Your tires should be at 30 PSI. The biggest problem his car has now is this stupid film they put on it. It's all bubbly and it makes it really hard to see out the back of his window. I honestly don't know how he's gonna fix that. Good morning, everybody. James is at work, so he's taking his car, but I've got his seat set up. Now we're just gonna go into my car and rework this wiring harness. When I was planning this, when I was looking at his car online, I assumed that the cars were the same. I know that mechanically they are. I just did not expect that I would have to be doing wiring work to get the chairs to fit together. What we need to do is we need to come in here, and you see all of these wires, how there's like blues and yellows and reds. We need to come to this, and we need to match them up, and hopefully all of the colors actually align. It's possible that they won't. They're all yucky and goopy and... Okay, so I know that the orange and the black one, this is for power. This powers the actual motors to make the thing go backward and forward. Two of these I think are meant for the seat belt so that the car can tell whether you're buckled in or not. And I don't know what the other two are for. Let's look on my car. We've got a red and a black for powering the motors again. We have the same number of wires. I've just got to make sure that I properly sync them all up. Okay, so we've got a purple and a blue, purple and blue. Okay, no, I think that they're actually all the same color. I think that this might work. Yeah, so I'm annoyed. This connector right here, if you look at it, it's got 8 ports. It's got 8 little spots that you can plug something in, but it's only got 6 wires. My car only has 6 wires and it had a 6-port plug. They added extra things to I bet this seat was supposed to have heated seats, and the extra plugs are so that if his car had the heated seat option, it would be able to heat the seat. That's what the 2 unused things are for. Now we just play connect the wire. Except I'm pretty sure I blew a fuse when I was cutting the wire, because I remember seeing the lights flicker because okay, I'm pretty sure I blew a fuse in there. In hindsight, I should have pulled the fuse before I started trying to do wire cutting, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so I need the powered seat. Which one goes to the powered seat? I believe it is this one. Yep, blown. I'm sure it'll be fine with a 10 amp fuse. It doesn't actually have heated seats, so I don't think it needs the 15. I am just twisting the other wires together because I'm super certain these ones are just sensory. They're just meant for like sensing whether the seatbelt is plugged in. They don't need the same current requirements as this guy's do. So I'm just twisting these wires and using electrical tape. Then we just plug this into the spot on the car. Moment of truth. Look at that, it works. The work I did with the soldering iron yesterday isn't quite enough to reach the seatbelt in there. It looks a little bit silly, but the seatbelt is now attached. This is it. This is the final look of the car. I'm not able to steal the leather seats in the back from his car because we have different trunk designs. Like, for example, my trunk opens like this. My trunk and his trunk are different, so I'm not going to be able to change the back seats to leather, but the front seats are leather, and God, this just looks great. I do want to freshen up the seatbelt things because you can see that they're turning white. I'm so happy with this. Today also coincidentally marks my 3-year anniversary on YouTube. I am a little bit annoyed. My brother has been using my car to go to work all week because we're not sure what state his car is in. He didn't have insurance, all that kind of stuff. He left me with like no gas left. The car is now officially done. Tints, seats, everything. The next video you guys see should be us going on our year-long road trip. I would just upload this video at my brother's place, but his upload speeds are terrible. So I'm uploading it here. Oh, look at that. They literally padlocked their outlets.